Hello, my friends. Well, some tough words from China's Ministry of Foreign Affairs, um, directed towards United States and the European Union, but mostly towards United States. I already did actually upload the link in the description box below of the video, and you can watch it. It has English translation. So it says this Ministry of Foreign Affairs stating China firmly rejects the EU and the US's groundless interference in China's internal affairs. So this is from Shanghai Eye, from April 25th, from Beijing. China firmly rejects the EU and the US's groundless interference in China's internal affair. Let me move this way. And unwarranted denigration and smearing against China. We have lodged solemn representation with the two sides and made clear our stern position. The US purports to maintain the centrality of the UN Charter, but it is clear to anyone that the US doing is quite the opposite. When the UN Security Council refused to authorize the US use of force in the Federal Republic of Yugoslavia, Iraq, Syria, and other places, the US and NATO defensive alliance brushed the UN aside and waged wars on sovereign states in wanton interference. The US claims to respect human rights, but the war of aggression launched by the US and its allies in countries including Afghanistan and Iraq killed over 300,000 civilians and made over 26 million people refugees. Yet, no one is held accountable for war crimes and crimes against humanity. The US even announced sanctions on the International Criminal Court of Hague, who would investigate the war crimes of the US military. The US asserts opposition to economic coercion, but it is also the US that invented coercive diplomacy and excels at coercing countries whether they are big or small, far away or nearby, friend or foe. The embargo and sanctions imposed on Cuba have lasted half a century, and the sanctions slapped on Iran have been there for 40 years. When it comes to stabbing its allies such as EU and Japan in the back, the US has never hesitated, and we've seen this repeatedly. Facts have proven that the US is the biggest spreader of disinformation, culprit of coercive diplomacy, and saboteur of world peace and stability. From the US-EU dialogues to the US-UK-Australia trilateral security partnership, the Quad and the Five Eyes alliance, the US is using democracy, human rights, stalking confrontation, and reaping benefits at the expense of others. As a result, not only small and weak countries are hurt, US allies, including Europe, are also paying a heavy price for the US's selfish acts. It is hoped that the EU can see the truth and stop holding the candle to the devil. Well, that was strong and I would say factual. The countries, the UN resolutions that did not authorize wars, the NATO, the defensive alliance, the supporters of NATO. That's why I'm saying this. Who said the NATO is a support? It's a defensive alliance. Yes, it is. Yeah. Okay, and strong words from this gentleman, and he claims that there were about what 300,000 civilian victims in Iraq and Afghanistan, and no one was held accountable for that. And when the International Crime Tribunal Court from Hague tried to investigate that, the Americans did what they did. So I'm aware of this. I was aware, but it's so a lot uh, expressively put and nicely put that I will keep these shots on my telephone for a while because they're very, very revealing. And this is the country who always points fingers, I'm talking about the United States, of everybody else, and claims everybody has a human rights, history and violations and all that, and they also have. Regarding the EU being hurt by, and Japan, by the coercion of imposing sanctions on US's foes or countries they don't like, those countries are hurting their economies and their citizens in the process of doing that. Um, I didn't say it. It was this Chinese foreign minister who said it, and it is true that China has a communist party in charge, a communist system rolling over there, are not how should I put it, are not democratic. Their freedoms are limited. Uh, Ours are too, but not to that extent. Um, but when someone, even the communists, if they say something that's accurate and fact-based, evidence, and that could be verified, then I don't care where the information comes from, as long as it's verifiable and accurate. In this case, I think it was. You be the judge as well. But remember, truths that we might not like, they don't care about if we like it. As Ben Shapiro would say, facts don't care about your feelings. So the same here. If something offended any of us, um, or think that we can find justifications for what they say over there, I'm pretty sure we can find justification for anything if we want. But let's accept that there's no pure country on this planet, and there are some countries that created more upheaval than others, which is a reality. And the problem is the hypocrisy of those countries who tend to be involved in certain incidents more than others, and they point fingers and they, um, pretend that they are the perfect countries and the leaders and the police of this planet. Just a piece of very nice put video. So as I said, I uploaded the link in the description box with the English subtitles over there, and you can watch it and save it. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just. See ya. Ciao.